Shalom. I want to start by giving all praises to Yahweh, Basham Yahushai, Basham Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to all your Akim across the earth for doing this work in sincerity and truth, and shalom to the sincere brothers and sisters who are at home watching the videos and do their best to please Yahweh, Basham Yahushai. Yeah, so this video I want to go into, that, suffering, is a great part of this truth, We're going through a lot of stuff, and, just that's just what it is, We come to this truth, like the book of Sirach, and we're going to read that in a moment, You got to prepare yourself for these things that are coming on your path, And, meanwhile, we keep our eyes on the prize, looking forward to the things that are about to come, and got to keep in mind that this is nothing in comparison to what the Mosai, Yahweh Tazah, we are part of that number, what is in store for us, for the elect. And also another thing, like the scripture said, you are not greater than your master, servant is not greater than his master. Don't forget what Yahweh Shai went through, He was beaten. He was so badly beaten that he didn't even look human. They stabbed him in the side with a spear. They crucified him. So he, on a horrible way, he had to go out. Third day he was risen again. But he had to go to all these things. And you got to keep in mind, Yahweh Shai had spiritual power. So like he said to that. I believe it to the Roman general, or don't remember exactly to who he said, but he said that he could call for a legion of angels. One angel is already enough to basically to beat all the armies that you have here on the planet, on the earth. So, and of course, eventually his powers went away. But you gotta realize, because even when before they came to take him, he rose his hand, and all the soldiers froze. Nobody could move. So those are things that you got to keep in mind, So and that makes it harder if you can fight back. But like he said in the book of Matthew, chapter 5, starting from verse 17, he came to fulfill. He also had to do his part. So do we. We also have to do our part. We have to go through these things. We have to suffer these things. We have to try to become a better person than we were. The day before even. It's a day by day thing. Every day you try to better yourself. Sometimes you're getting in the spirit. You feeling so down. Because actually nothing is going the way that you want it to go. But on the other side, as long as you got a roof over your head and you are able to eat, you have enough for the day, like the scripture said in the book of Matthew chapter 6. It's evil if you have enough to get through the day, but nevertheless you have enough. You don't need this extras. But that's the folliness, the bullshit of this world. This world give you that idea, that feeling that you need all these stuff. You need to plan things for a couple of days. I'm going to do this and that. And of course there's nothing wrong with planning things, being organized and all that shit. But we also got to realize that we living in this world, but we, Yaratazah, we don't belong to this world. That's also a thing that you got to realize. So like all these people, they have their fun now. Let them have their fun now. They got a horrible future waiting for them. And nevertheless, how do they say that? You got to realize the times that are about to be unleashed on this planet is going to be evil. That's also a thing that we got to realize. Nevertheless, the like the scripture said, he that endured until the end, the same shall be saved. So at the end, hey, there are beautiful things waiting. Yahweh Tazah, I'm part of that number. The hopeful elect. The 144,000. Yahweh Tazah, I'm part of that number. And that I might receive the crown from the hand of Yahweh Shai. That's That's a thing, a beautiful thing to look forward to. You know, all these people that have everything, you know, have enough for their life nowadays. These days, you know, they can ball out and don't get me wrong. There's nothing, you know, if you got some money to spend, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, money is a defense, and you know, everything, you know, poverty and riches, everything comes from the Most High. You know, that's also a thing. Don't forget, Job went through a lot of sufferings, but before that he was rich. But when he went through all these sufferings, you know, and lost everything, you know, the Most High rewarded him double. He had more than he had before. You know, Moses was also a rich man. He had land, he had cattle. You know, so there's nothing wrong with being rich. You know, and everybody got a different path to go. You know, that's also why the scripture said in the book of Second Esther, you know, that thrill is full with perils, you know, of yeah, full with heaviness, you know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read that in a moment, you know. But let me read this first. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 2, and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thy heart aright. And the word heart goes to the Hebrew word lab, which means mind. So set your mind aright, you know, fix yourself up. Be steadfast, you know. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble, you know. And that's also a great example during the C19, because we have the scriptures, you know, like it says in the book of Isaiah, you know. Matter of fact, let me jump to that real quick. I think it's 33 if I'm correct, or 30. Give me one more, let me check real quick. The book of Isaiah. Yeah, chapter 33. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation, the fear of Yahweh is his treasure. So these scriptures, you know, this book, you know, is a guidance, you know. It will guide you to all walks of life, you know. It will get you, I said it will show you how to deal with all the situations, all the shit that you have to go through in this life, you know. And you know, during the C19, we didn't panic, you know. We didn't make haste decisions. We stayed calm. You know, we were watching the moves that Esau were making. Meanwhile, people were running towards them, getting that devil juice, and now a lot of them already been deleted, and a lot of them are with the diseases that they can't get rid of, you know, turbo cancers, all kinds of shit going on, you know. Long C19, you know, it everlasts, it won't go away. The Chronicle 6, you know. The book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 3. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. So it doesn't mean that you have to be in a cheerful situation, like, okay, I'm going through hardship, but you know, it also should, but on the other side, it could make you glad. It should make you glad, because it's showing you that the Most High is dealing with you, you know. He chastised those that he loves, you know. For gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. Yeah, you know, there you have it. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear Yahweh, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Ye that fear Yahweh, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear Yahweh, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. And that's what we, you know, the eyes on the prize, that's what we're looking forward to. Look at the generations of old and see, did every any trusted in Yahweh and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? On whom did he ever despise that call upon him? You know, so that's that already shows you, you know. Just look at the generations old, like the example that I gave of Job, you know. Noah is a great example, you know. He never saw rain. Build a big ship on dry land, you know. Preaching for 120 years, everybody was against him, but he held on, you know. Let me see. The book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 11. For Yahweh is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and save it in time of affliction. Yeah, he will get you to stuff. Sometimes you go to stuff, but I was also gonna read it in the book of Second Corinthians. He also will have let you go through it, and sometimes you're looking at stuff that you're going to, and it feels like an endless situation, like you can't get out of that situation. But the only thing that we gotta do is keep the faith in Yahweh Basham Yahushai, because he's the only one that can get us through whatever. Let me see. Verse 12. Woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goes two ways. Woe unto him that is faint hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Yeah. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when Yahweh shall visit you? Yeah. And let me see. I was thinking about the book of Second Esdras. Let me grab that. Let me go to that first. Second Esdras and chapter. Let me see. Mm-mm-mm. Let me see. Bear with me one moment. Second Esdras. Let me see. I think it's chapter. Wait 1 second. Let's see. Chapter 7 or 6. No, 7. Yeah, chapter 7. Yeah. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 7. Let me start at verse 6. There's also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and only one path between them both. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Even between the fire and the water, so small that could be but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall we receive this inheritance? Yeah. The kingdom of heaven, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, it's going to be beautiful. But first we have to go to hardship. We have to go to hardship, and then you're going to enjoy it even more. You're going to look back like, oh man, I've been to all these things, and look where I am right now. And I said, it is so, Yahweh. Then he said unto me, even so is Israel's portion. So we have to go to these things, nevertheless, but we have something to look forward to. We have something beautiful to look forward to. And there was something else. Oh yeah, let me jump to the book of Second Corinthians, because that's also a thing. Like I said, we have to go into these things, but the Most High, will never let you go to something that you cannot handle. You might think, that is too much for you. You cannot bear it, and all that. But the flesh is weak, But you got to keep in mind that the Most High knows what He's doing, man. Let me see. This is the book of First Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse 13. There had no temptation taken you, but such as is common to men. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able. So the Most High will never put you to something that you can't handle. but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So he's gonna help you through it, but you gotta trust him. You can do it by some other brothers, or by yourself, or put a spirit on some heathen to help you. So all these things are options that the Most High can do. And there was also something else in my mind. Let me look real quick. Let me see. I'm thinking about another scripture also. Bear with me one moment. Let me see. That's something in my mind. Oh, it slipped my mind. Oh yeah, watch the mark. What was that again? Press towards the mark. Is it Timothy or Titus? Bear with me one moment. Philippians. I think it's Philippians, yeah. Oh, let me see. Yeah, this is also a beautiful scripture, man. Let me see. This is the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 11. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. Yeah, whether you have it or you have not. I know both how to be abased and know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I am instructed, both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Yahweh Shai, which strengthened me. Nothing is, that's also a thing, Yahweh Shai told his disciples that, nothing is impossible with the Most High, and that's also a thing that we got to keep in mind, because if you think you're going to hardship, to hard things, there's nothing in comparison about how it's going to be. You got to keep in mind, hey, this world it's going to be horrible on this planet, man. It's going to be horrible on this planet. So there's also a thing that you got to keep in mind. Let me see. So let me. Oh yeah, this also. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. Yeah, we everlasting life. Being immortal. Being called great in the kingdom of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. You might own a city, a country. There's gonna be brothers with planets. You don't know. If I only would have a village, a plantation, just to own something, because in this world we don't own shit. You don't even own your children, man. Nothing. Government, gassing up these females, they think they can get away with everything, but that's also a thing that you got to keep in mind. All these things that they're going to do, that they are doing against us, especially against the men of the Lord, they're going to pay double for it, man. So back to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 26. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so I fight, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. And Yahweh Zah, you know, we're going to continue until the end, because he that endured until the end, the same shall be saved. So this is the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present times are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. And that's something, spiritual powers receive a crown from the hand of Yahweh Shai. Those are things, those are not minor things. Those are things that you got to keep in mind. Let me see, I had a couple of scriptures in my mind. Yeah, this also, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 126 and verse 5. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. So, cry now, laugh later. That's the thing that you got to keep in mind. And like I said, the Most High also enjoys this. It's also something that you got to keep in mind. This is the book of Psalms, chapter. Look what he did with his only begotten son. Look what Yahushua had to go through. So if we want to be, Yashar Allah, prince of the power. Hey, yeah, you got to keep it. You have to go through some stuff, man, to be worthy. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 51 and verse 15. O Yahweh, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall show forth thy praise. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of Yahweh are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. O Yahweh, thou wilt not despise. So there you have it. There you have it. Let me see. There was something. Oh yeah. Jump to the book of Luke. This is the book of Luke, chapter 6 and verse 20. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, Blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of Yahweh. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Rejoice ye in that day, and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven, for in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you when men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. That's also, let me jump to the book of Matthew. When Yahweh told the disciples that with the Father nothing is impossible, and that's a very important thing to keep in mind, let me see. It was I think it was chapter 19. Yeah. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 26. And this is, you can read the chapter for yourself, You can jump a little bit up. You can read, you can start from verse 16. And it talks about the rich guy. And he asked Yahushai what he had to do to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. Yahushai told him that he had to keep the commandments and, honor his father and his mother. And he said he was doing all these things. And then Yahushai told him to put away all his possessions and follow him. And he was not able to do that. He walked away with his head down. And so the disciples were amazed. They were like, whoa, who's going to enter into the kingdom of heaven? It's going to be very difficult then. And this is what Yahushua answered. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 26. But Yahushua beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with Yahweh all things are possible. And that's something that we got to keep in mind. With Yahweh, nothing is going to be impossible, man. Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? So if you lost your children, you got demonic baby mothers keeping your children away, all that shit, you're losing your possessions, because maybe you work less or this and that. You got debts, you got to do away with stuff. You're losing your house, all these things. Hey, the Most High, you're gonna get everything back, man, and better. And look at Job. Job is a fine example. His wife was foolish, told him to curse the Most High. His children were wicked, so he had to deal with. He suffered all these things, he lost them all, but the Most High rewarded him. He had more than he had before, and everything good. That's also that you got to keep in mind. In the kingdom of Yahweh Basham Yahushua, are people gonna be righteous, man? We're gonna have wives that gonna listen, 100%. You don't have to keep in mind like, hey, maybe she still has contact with her ex on the down low or whatever, or she going somewhere with the girlfriends. And a lot of times girls nights out, it ends with dicks. They be doing shit with other men and all kinds of shit. You don't have to keep in mind like maybe she falling for somebody or whatever, because things like that might happen. But in the kingdom of Yahweh Basham Yahushai, everything's gonna be perfect, man. We're gonna be perfect, man, and in order. So back to the book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone that had forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. So that's something that you gotta keep in mind, That's a beautiful thing to look forward to. All these sufferings that we're going through, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful at the end, man. So yeah, man, I'm gonna leave the video like that, So basically, from time to time, you might go to sufferings, your spirit gets a little bit down, you gotta keep in mind, that this is all part of the truth. And there are beautiful things waiting for us at the end of this trial, So yeah, man, with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Waharuka Kudash, a double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to all your Akim across the earth who do this work in sincerity and truth. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom.